Hello friends, your boy Jeff with you again. Back for another video today. And this is going to be a fairly massive haul video. Between yesterday and today, I think I've come up with nearly 30 albums. Something like 25 or 30 albums. This first batch I got yesterday. This is stuff that my dad picked out to give me. And just this morning, I went back to that cellar and I found probably another 15 albums that I have yet to clean and log on Discogs. But this first batch are cleaned and logged and ready to go. And I got 3 more King books, so I'm putting everything in one video today. So we're going to do the records first. Starting with the batch that I've already cleaned and logged on Discogs. And this is an album that I've been looking for ages. B.B. King live at Cook County Jail. And I have not found, like I said before, haven't found it the right copy for the right price. So I was surprised as all get out when I saw this album in the pile. I was like, what? And this is a reissue on Pickwick Records, the Pickwick label, from 1977 or 78. So not an original pressing. Vinyl's a little on the thin side. I'm hoping it plays through. It looks like it's in good shape. So hopes are high for this one. But this was one that I've been looking for a while. So I was very glad to get that one. Got a couple more blues albums here, which I was really surprised. My dad did good. He picked some good ones. J.B. Hutto and the New Hawks, Keeper of the Flame. I've heard of this guy. I haven't really heard much of his music, but I've heard of him. And I'm thrilled to finally get an album by him. So I'm going to have to let you know about this one. I think he's in the vein of Little Ed. Not Little Ed, Hound Dog Taylor. Hound Dog Taylor and the House Rockers. Because he plays slide guitar. So I'm hoping it's in that vein. Like I said, hopes are high for this one too. Very nice condition album. So very glad to get that one. And another blues album by Lonnie Brooks. This is Bayou Lightning. It's his album from 1979 on the Alligator label. So yeah, I was very, very happy to come across these blues albums in the pile. And they're all in pretty good shape too. So haven't played any of these yet. Like I said, I just cleaned them and bagged them and all that stuff. Of course, I ran out of inner sleeves again. So now I just ordered them. So they're on the way. Probably another day or two I'll get them. So I still have, some of these still have to get new inner sleeves like this one. Hat Trick by America. Don't know a single song off this album, but it's in good shape. I mean, the cover and the record's nice, so I'll give it a shot. I like America. And I got America Live from 1977. Again, nice condition cover and record, and we'll see how it plays. Journey next. This is their 3rd album. This is pre-Steve Perry in the band. This is when they were more of a progressive rock outfit. And I just played Infinity. I just posted it on Facebook and Instagram. That was in this stack too, and I played it this morning. You guys know the Infinity album, right? It's got Wheel in the Sky. It's got Lights. Feeling That Way, of course. Ooh, anytime that you want me. I always want to sing whenever I hear that song. Wired by Jeff Beck. I know. I'm like, damn, Dad, you did good. This is another one that I've been looking at for a while, and it's one of those things where it was either too beat up or too expensive for me to pull the trigger on it. So, again, a very nice copy. It's an Orange Label Epic, so it's an early pressing. Very cool. His album from 1976, 75, 76, when he was doing that fusion stuff with Jan Hammer. I Got a Name by Jim Croce. All I have by Jim Croce's greatest hits. So it'll be nice to listen to an actual album of his beyond just the hits to see how he does on the ABC label. Steppenwolf. Never heard of this album. It's called Rest in Peace. Came out in 1973. Again, don't know a single song on it, but the record and the cover are both in very nice condition, so I'll give it a spin. We'll see. I'm not really all that familiar with Steppenwolf anyway, beyond, Born to Be Wild or Magic Carpet Ride, so it could be almost any album by Steppenwolf. I'm not going to know what the songs are. And finally, for this stack, we got the Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer. This is with the king of smooth, Michael McDonald, at the helm from 1980. And this album is in very, very nice condition. So that's the first stack of records. So I got some pretty good plays ahead, and pretty happy. Now I got 3 more King books in the mail today. First one being his new one called The Institute, and I already got it in a plastic book cover. So this will be the album. This will be the book I read next after I finish it. This is his brand new one. And since I seem to be showing author pictures, here's the latest one of the man, if I can get it without glare. Still looks good for being in his early 70s, 72 or something? I think that's how old he is. And then also got a hardcover of The Shining. Dust jacket is stained, as you can see. It's got some staining on the page ends a little bit. But the reason I picked this, I bought this on eBay. But the reason I picked this copy versus any other copy is because it said on the front here, this book belongs to D. Bachman. What was Stephen King's alter ego? Richard Bachman. It was meant to be. When I saw this, I'm like, all right, this is the one I got to get. I got to get this one. D. Bachman. I know it's a bit of a stretch, a bit of an excuse, but the book is in, other than being kind of stained, like I said, on the dust jacket and the page edges, it's all in one piece. The binding's nice and tight. Overall good shape. There's no rips or tears on this thing. I'll get this in a book cover today probably. And I'll probably reread this one too down the road. This is one of King's classic novels. And last but not least, on the book front, I got a hardcover of Desperation. This is a honkin' big book. No plans to reread this one just yet. I have The Regulators in hardcover, and at the time, both of these books came out simultaneously, Desperation and The Regulators. I don't know why I didn't buy hardcover on both, but for whatever reason, I bought the paperback of Desperation and the hardcover of The Regulators. So who knows? Who knows what I was thinking back in 1996 when this came out? But as I recall, this was an enjoyable book. The Regulators was a little more of an evil version of this book, if you will, kind of like not so much a parallel universe, but just like a darker take on the story. So, but this was very good too. And I gave away the paperback of this one. So, glad to add this to the shelf of hardcovers. Okay. Now, I'm going to keep things moving right along here. The stack of albums that I got just this morning, and I looked through them. Most of them look like they're in decent shape. There are some that are going to be questionable, and there's a couple doubles in here that I picked up to use either the cover for, or hopefully a better condition record of something I already had. So we'll just start right now. One of the better condition albums in the stack, Eric Clapton's Another Ticket, still in the shrink. on the RSO label, and all of these are dusty. So, I mean, they will require cleaning. A lot of them have scuffs, and it's hard to say if they'll play through or not. You know, there's going to be a lot of play testing on these records. The silver cover self-titled Daryl Hall and John Oates album. This is the one with Sarah Smile, shiny silver cover. It does not have the custom inner with more of these androgynous style of pictures that they took. It just has a regular paper cover. So, yeah, this was one that I wasn't quite actively looking for, but when I saw it, I just had to grab it because you know how much I love Hall & Oates. A couple more Doobie Brothers albums. The Captain and Me. This one is... These Doobie Brothers albums are going to be kind of iffy because they've got several scuffs on them. Toulouse Street being the other one. This one is still a Green Label Warner Brothers release. Yeah, it's just going to take, it's going to depend a lot on how they sound. They look kind of but for the price, I only paid $20 for this whole stack of records. So it's not like I spend a ton of money. So if I decide not to keep it, I can always use it as VCLT, more than likely to Steve. So Steve, you never know. You might be getting some Doobie Brothers in the future. Songs in the Key of Life. This is one that I already have, but my copy did not have the booklet or the 45. This copy does. It has both. It's a complete set. As you can see, here's the booklet. 45's in here too. Let me just pull it out here to show you. There you go, a little 45, and it's actually got, each side actually has 2 songs on it, which is really kind of impressive. So you definitely got your money's worth when you bought this album, that's for sure. So when I saw this, that was the first thing I looked for, was the booklet and the 45. They were both there, so I grabbed it. Albums will need to be play tested, of course, but this could very well be my upgrade for this album. And this is a classic album too, by the way. Another Hall & Oates, Abandoned Luncheonette. This is another one that I've got. The cover on the copy that I already have is in better shape than this, but the record sounds like it running the needle through gravel, even though it looks like it's in good shape. So I'm hoping this record will play better and I can Frankenstein the two together into a nice sounding and looking copy. So that was the reason why I picked this one up. And this is a great album of theirs too, among early Hall & Oates. Todd Rundgren's Something Anything. This one I just bought just because. This could be VCLT to someone. Whoever is interested in some Todd Rundgren, this is a classic album of his. The records themselves, you know, it's going to take cleaning and playing to see how they do. They look like they're in good shape. They're just dusty. So this could easily be VCLT for someone. I just couldn't leave it there because I love this album too much. I think the copy I already have is in better shape, but like I said, this looks more like an original type of pressing, which I'm hoping it is what it is. So I got this mostly for VCLT. The Best of Earth, Wind, and Fire, Volume 1. Again, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. And it's going to be, I'll just show you the gatefold on this one. A lot of songs on here that I love. The record, like I said, looks okay. We'll see how it does after cleaning and playing. Jefferson Starship, Nuclear Furniture. This one was in the shrink, but it was dirty and torn, so I just removed it. Here's the back, and it also came with, let me see if I can grab it here. It came with a special offer. Right here, you can see Jefferson Starship. Came with a special offer for a video cassette of Jefferson Starship for only $29.95 for a VHS tape. Holy crap. That stuff was expensive back in the day. And you could get it either VHS or beta. For those people of a certain age who grew up in the 80s like me and remember what Betamax versus VHS tapes are. So this record looks to be in nice shape. Couldn't pass it up, so I grabbed it. Then we have the Stills Young Band, Long May You Run. This is another one that I've kind of sort of been looking for off and on, but never really came across the right copy at the right price. So I got that. The Best of the Guess Who. This album does not say that it's a Dynaflex copy, but here's the inner sleeve, custom inner sleeve here. But as you can see, it is very thin and wobbly. So the sound on this one could be questionable, but it looks like it's in good shape, just dirty. So that was the reason why I got that one, because I like the Guess Who. David Crosby and Graham Nash, Wind on the Water. This was their album from 1975. And again, it'll see how it cleans up and plays. But Take the Money and Run is on this one, which I just heard on the radio on Flashback when they did 1975. So for no other reason, I picked up for that song. And last but not least, a Santana album, which one of the few that I did not have, Inner Secrets from 1978. This is the one that has their cover of Well All Right, which was a hit for them. And again, it could play good, it could play like crap. It's going to be a surprise. So there you go. A ton of new albums. And most of them look like they're pretty darn good, so I'm happy. Very happy with the blues ones too. Those could easily be the gems of the bunch. So that's it. That's everything I've got. That's more than enough. I've got more than enough to keep me busy with cleaning and playing, and of course my record crate is going to fill up again. But hey, that's not a bad problem to have, I guess. And like I said, not a ton of money was spent, so it's pretty good. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I just wanted to show you all this stuff, and I'll talk to you all again soon. So till then, peace and take care.